Beat, beat,
Pardon? Glitcheroony? What the fuck?
Blue Beetle.
That's what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. Like, the credits started and people would find their name and whoop and cheer, and it was like the most like once in a lifetime feeling of like, fuck, you guys did that.
You guys did
you guys are
that.
actually celebrating it, and it's like it was like I could hear all the conversations around me, and it was just so nice.
If Steven wasn't her brother, she would have tried it with him too. The end. Do you know what I mean?
D.N. Like for
that's
sure.
the type of girl she is. Hi guys, welcome back to As Seen In.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are back in the studio.
Back and better.
We're
like alternating. Yeah.
I can't even laugh because
Headphone warning.
Every week you think, oh, she's going to be better. And she's not.
She's not.
So
and that's okay.
Pray for me.
It's okay. I'm Tati, by the way.
Sorry, I'm Kaylee.
We talk about all things film, TV, music, entertainment. And today's episode is... Wow, we've been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah, it's been a year for sure.
For sure. What do you mean a year?
As in, like, we've not been able to talk about as much as we have wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Hence the episode being about the...
Strikes.
Strike.
So if you're living under a rock, or you just aren't really, tuned into the entertainment industry, the writers went on strike and the actors went on strike. So WAG and SAG.
WAG and SAG, baby.
WAG and SAG, they went on strike from May, and then the actors from June, July. So we just, out of respect, didn't want to talk about anything, didn't want to promote anything. But now that the strikes are over, studios have come to an agreement, we thought, why not do a full recap of everything we watched during the strikes?
Yeah. Because also, like, as much as we could talk about older things, it was kind of like, we were sort of tiptoeing around it because it might be something old on Netflix, but Netflix was still one of the studios we didn't really want to talk about.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of stuff, but it's going to be hard not to merge because we are also doing an As Seen In Wrapped this year.
Yes.
So it's going to be hard to. I'm going to try my best to like separate thoughts because I'm really excited for our Wrapped episode this year.
Our Wrapped,
a lot going on.
A Wrapped episode is a bit more than this because we talk about everything from music, film, TV, theatre, books, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whereas this, we're just talking about the films and the TV shows that came out during the strike period.
Yeah.
So they are going to be different. So make sure you subscribe, follow, so you can be notified when.
It's probably going to be my favourite episode of the year.
Oh yeah, it always is.
That's like oh my God, as well. I was watching this morning shorts from our Wrap last year.
Yeah.
Our quality
was it much worse?
Ghastly.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
And it's confusing because we were in here, but I think it was just like we hadn't found our mojo dojo in here yet.
Yeah, and also we've upgraded the setup. Like there's 4K cameras here now.
But it was sounding like we weren't. I don't even know if we were talking into the mics. Like it was so strange. It just sounded like it was like camera quality. So
I know.
As much as I loved that episode, this year, guys, we're giving you the absolute creme de la creme of quality.
Absolutely, we're just continuously improving. But obviously we normally segment our episodes, but because there's so much to get through for these speciality episodes, we're just gonna head straight in.
Yeah, let's just go for it.
So obviously it was like TV and film. My categories, I don't really have categories, but my film section is so much bigger than my TV section.
Yeah.
How do we do this?
I watched so much this year, and again, that's gonna be like in Wrapped. But yeah, how do you want to start?
Because what we could do is read through everything that we've written down and then go through things that we want to talk about and like see if we've got any overlap and stuff like that. So yeah, I could like...
Yeah, it's so like, I can't even think what came out May onwards, so I might just have to do like a rough what came out this year.
Okay, I specifically did May onwards.
No, okay, you do that first then.
So, but this is just what I've watched. Okay. So there could be more that's come out that I haven't watched.
I can go through my list and I can more or less say whether it came out during strikes or not.
Okay.
So go for it.
So, Red, White and Royal Blue.
Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Haunted Mansion. Barbie. Oppenheimer. Love at First Sight. Bottoms. The Other Zoe.
Pardon? Glitcheroony? What the fuck?
Blue Beetle.
That's what you were trying to say?
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay, fine.
No Hard Feelings. The Expendables, number 4.
I think it was Expendables.
Okay. The Expendables, whatever. Air. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. And then TV, Heartstopper, The Summer I Turned Pretty, The Bear.
Okay.
And then I put The Buccaneers, but that only just came out, so
cool.
the strike. I don't know if that was
I've
with
watched
strikes?
most of those films, so I won't repeat
Okay.
anything. I'm just looking at my list to see if there's anything that I can think of to add to that. Oh, I watched Magic Mike's Last Dance. I think that came out during the strikes.
Was it good?
Well, we'll get to it.
Okay, yeah. Me jumping
Across
the
the
gun.
Spider-Verse, was that
Oh!
in the strikes?
No, it was before the
fine.
strikes because I have things to say about that.
Cool.
But that's for Wrapped.
I watched The New Exorcist. That was during strikes. Saw X, so it might have been during the strikes.
Okay.
Saltburn. Technically it's just come out, but I think I watched it while the strikes were still on because I was at BFI. Yep, same as you have quite a lot of these. God. Oh yeah, Barbie and Oppenheimer, you said that, right?
Yep.
Okay, nearly at the bottom. Oh, I watched Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Why the hell?
I really don't know. It's just because I've got my pass. We'll get onto that as well.
Yeah, facts.
Little Mermaid was just before the strikes, so I think that was fine.
Yep.
And then, okay, that's looking like most of it.
Okay. Should we start with did you do TV ones?
Yeah, I've got TV. I'm just checking the last of my list. Okay, cool. So then TV. Oh, I've watched so much this year. Yellow Jackets, I think, was during the strikes, the second season.
Yeah.
I watched Queen Charlotte was just before the strikes.
Yeah. How could we forget?
Heartstopper is the same as you. I watched 11 seasons of Shameless, which didn't come out during the strikes, but it was Netflix, so you know, how was it too much? Daisy Jones and the Six, that might have been before the strikes.
That was before. That was like March.
So that was cool. Only Murders in the Building season 3.
Oh, okay. Did you watch season 1 and 2?
Only just.
Okay.
So I really do have things to say about that.
Okay.
Stranger Things season 4 was just before the strikes. I feel like it was good for me during the strikes.
Okay, yeah. TV. That's why I literally only had those 3 for TV.
Okay, cool. I'm good.
Let's start with those 3 then.
Actually, Sex Education season 4.
Oh yeah, of
was
course.
Really.
I didn't watch it. I haven't finished it yet.
Really?
No.
Okay, cool.
Let's start with the TV shows because it's short. Heartstopper.
Yeah.
Heartstopper season 2. My goodness, this show is one of my favorites of all time, and I can't believe it. Like, I cannot believe how much I love a cheesy little Netflix show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love Heartstopper.
It's just, I didn't expect it. Oh, there was one meme that made me laugh so much when Nick, like, just starts speaking French. It's like, hold on.
What are you doing?
Hey, when did this happen? How is this only just coming up now?
So romantic.
I just
it's
love
so
them.
cute.
I love them.
Yeah.
So
excited for
much.
season 3.
So excited for season 3.
I can't even say anything about it, but I worked on season 3.
Yeah.
Literally did one of the shoot days, and you're in for such a treat. Like, I can't say a single word. I will get blacklisted from the industry. One thing I will say was that cast was so nice. Everyone was just so nice. And it's always awkward going in and doing like a day where people already know each other. I always do worry about that, and I didn't feel awkward at all. Like, everyone was genuinely so lovely on that set, and you are in for a treat. I can't
so excited.
say anything, but you are literally going to be gobsmacked.
And there's going to be 5 seasons, right?
I think that's definitely going to, because she's just dropped volume 5, Alice has.
You're not going to give us another book and then not make it into another season, surely. Surely they're locked in, contracted.
Surely.
I'd hope so anyway.
You'd like to think they'd see it through.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Don't drop off. And it's one of the highest rated like Netflix shows. So, okay, amazing. The Summer I Turned Pretty, season 2.
I didn't finish it because I was like enjoying watching it with you, and then like, you know how I felt about season 1 anyway. Like, I liked it, but I just found it cringe. So when we were watching it together, it was good because at first they were releasing 3 at a time, so we'd have a little sleepover.
It was just the one time. They released the first 3 and then onwards it was weekly.
So I've watched 4 and I watched them all with you.
Okay.
And I'm very nonchalant about it.
It was like, that's the thing. I'm still like in the fandom, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it would have been a better show if they just released it all at once.
Yeah.
Because it felt like there were some episodes that were just not good enough to be holding me over for a week.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've dropped off.
Yeah.
Because if I think it had all come out at once, we'd have just sat through and watched it.
Yeah, just binge it all.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just weekly just...
It was a lot darker
You've got to
this
have
time.
me absolutely hooked.
Yeah, each episode needs to be good.
Every week waiting for your episode.
Yeah, you can't have filler episodes for a weekly show.
Like, the last one we watched together, barely anything happened.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I was like, well, if I'm not watching it with you, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, and for context, that was the episode where they were like in the arcade the whole episode.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, this could be a lot better. So season 3, I'm expecting the whole season dropping at once, and each episode being a lot better. because the storyline was there. The
Because the
potential
thing
was
is, the
there.
first one, we went to see a little preview of it,
Yeah.
right? And I loved the first episode.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, okay, there's actually going to be so much going on.
Yeah.
Which is why I was just like, okay, there's so much potential here.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential. I think the story is great. Season 1 was like a cute little world building. Season 2 was like, oh, okay, no, this is like real life.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping season 3 is just like a bit more. Like I'd be down to see it get more darker and more real.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Still
exactly.
enjoyed.
I can't exactly comment because I didn't finish it. But
Team?
Conrad, I'm sorry, I haven't even finished the season, but you won't catch me slipping.
I'm Team Jeremiah. I do fear it, but I am. I'm sorry. It's the hopeless romantic in me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably change my mind. I mean, I've changed my mind plenty of times, but it's the same reason I was like Team Stefan for a long time, and then I was Team Damon.
Yeah, but because here's the thing. I was Team Stefan too until obviously everything changed.
Yeah.
But I've never been Team Jeremiah. I've always stuck to my gun. She just didn't have any bloody fuck. Don't get me started, right? I will go on a tangent, but they had no chemistry.
They
They
did.
were friends. It wasn't
did.
even like friends where I was like, they're gonna fuck. It was friends.
No, they did.
And she was head over heels. No, she was head over heels for
Do you know what
Conrad.
makes me laugh so much?
Fuck
It's like,
you guys.
Belly is one of those girls who literally, a guy will be like, hey, and she's like, it's you.
No, well, I hate her.
It's
then.
always been you.
It's not always been him, has it? It's always been Conrad.
Yeah. Well, it's always been both of them, apparently.
No, it hasn't. She's lying.
Apparently.
Me when I lie through my teeth.
How can it always be
Yeah,
multiple people?
exactly.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you that.
Math ain't mathing, queen.
But yeah, I'm actually Team Cameron to my core.
Did he come back in season 2? I didn't
He
get that
did,
far.
but not like enough.
Okay.
He was like demoted from recurring character to like feature. Like he just is there every now and again. I love him. I love
Maybe she just needs a
Cameron.
new guy. I'm not gonna lie. These two aren't hitting the spot for
I'm
me.
surprised she wouldn't have, like, if Steven wasn't her brother, she would have tried it with him too. The end. Do you know what I mean?
C.N. Like for
that's
sure.
the type of girl she is.
She's so random for that. Yeah, no, okay.
Okay, The Bear. Round of applause.
Slow clap. Genuinely
Round of such an applause.
one of the best TV shows I've ever seen. And I would confidently say that. I've seen over 100 TV shows. I was looking at my serialized this morning. It is concerning how much I've watched. And for that to make the cut...
No, honestly, one of the best TV shows ever.
Did you finish
created.
season 2, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Someone I know hasn't, and it's making me really angry. It might actually be my own sister.
I was at the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah.
I can I've never watched anything like. I think that's why it's so amazing.
Yeah.
That it wasn't copying anything in my mind.
It's similar to Boiling Point, if you've seen Boiling Point.
Okay,
but
fine.
it's
I haven't seen
also not. Like I fully will say it's like unique enough to say that.
Okay, I loved it from the soundtrack to the cinematography to the script to the act. Like, I could not pick out a big enough flaw. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know when sometimes you can watch something where you're like, yeah, this was all good, but like the script really lacked or the acting really lacked. Nothing in this lacked severely.
I am another like a segment I want to add into As Seen In is you'll probably see it in another episode that we do this recording session actually is sequels that didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
And hand on heart, this season 2 was absolutely incredible. Like normally you just sort of feel, well, not normally, but like a lot of the time you just feel like a little bit of a dip. And
like Summertime Pretty.
Like nothing will compare to how I felt that first season. This excelled.
Exceeded all expectations.
When I think about it, it makes me shiver a little bit because it's like, this is, do you know how genuinely hard that would have been to do? Do you know how many long sequences there are where it's like a choreographed dance?
Yeah. Incredible. That whole one-shot episode, incredible.
The Christmas episode?
Yeah. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Like, I am so happy they've been renewed for season 3.
Yeah,
and I don't have any qualms about this.
What do you think about Carmi being put with this Claire lady?
No, I wasn't a fan of Claire.
I wasn't a fan of Claire.
I'm Carmi and Sydney till I die. I'm sorry. I know that it's like they're friends and everyone's
weird.
like they're just friendly, but they've been hinting.
Right?
It's not like we're all plucking this out of our asses.
That scene under the table?
Hinting. Yeah, and there's scenes where he looks at her and he feels calm.
Right.
And I know that you can find that in a friend, but I really, really, really don't think they've got friend vibes at this point.
I completely agree. I thought I was wild for thinking that I was like for shipping them too.
No, they've been hit like I've been dropping so many hints.
You're still not getting it.
They have like I am all for like
glad.
not shipping people that don't need to be shipped together, right? I can see you and then there's a platonic friendship. And I do fear that they're both scared that a relationship would ruin their friendship, but I don't think that means they don't have that connection.
So I need the writers to explore it. Even if it's just like a cheeky little fling that ends, fine. But give it to us, please. I actually don't know.
The sexual chemistry, I'm sorry.
Do you know what I mean?
The romantic chemistry.
Exactly.
Because they have like little, like
moments.
this
yeah.
thing.
Oh my God. It's too real to not. I really did think I was wild because I was like, oh, but they've just told us.
She was jealous the entire season.
Yeah.
Like, what, you guys...
Like, I was made to think I was wild for thinking this.
She saw them kiss and she was sad.
Yeah.
If that was your friend, you'd be cheering. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's your main. Go get him.
I need to know what their age difference is.
I don't give a fuck. Okay, she's obviously legal, right?
Yeah, because she's working in a kitchen.
She's
a sous chef. Okay, let's move on to films. What films do you really want to talk about? I think we have to talk about Barbie and Oppenheimer. Just because we couldn't, like, if both of these came out during the strikes, I mean, without strikes, we would have done a whole episode dedicated.
Okay, let's do it then.
So, let's start with Barbie.
Yeah.
What did you think overall?
Whoa, if this sounds slightly different, that is because we are re-recording our stem. Hello, we're midway through the episode. This is Tatty and Katie checking in.
Sorry to interrupt the broadcast, but we just wanted to let you know, if you are watching this episode, please leave us a rating over on audio platforms.
Yeah, and if you're on audio platforms and you want to see us or any of the things we're talking about that we might be showing on camera, we do film, so check us out on YouTube, and our shorts are on TikTok and Instagram.
And if you haven't already, definitely make sure you follow us over on socials because we post so much. We ask you guys to send in some questions for Q&As and much more.
Much, much more.
Anyway, back to the episode.
I loved it.
I absolutely loved it too.
I loved it so much.
I could fault it, but I'm not going to.
I could too, for sure.
For sure. Like, do you know what's annoying me the most about Barbie? It's not even a critique on the movie itself. It's just the Oscar buzz around Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Because I'm so sorry. The movie's about Barbie and it's about womanhood. It's about girlhood.
I was so shocked about that.
Let's not give Ken the Oscar, please. I'm not even trying to be a hater.
No, I know.
But give us something.
Yeah. No,
I feel like that would just go against the whole ethos of Barbie.
I'll be like, guys, what?
Like, unless you're also going to give Margot an Oscar in the same breath, you can't just give it to Ryan. Yeah. Because that's, again,
Didn't he also get nominated for a Grammy, or have I made that up?
Yeah, no, that's just buzz.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, people are saying, like, I don't understand, like, how are you going to watch the movie and then come out and just focus on Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved the movie.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I loved Ryan in the movie too. I thought he was a great Ken. But yeah, I just loved it. What Was I Made For? Billie Eilish. Incredible.
Oh my God, when I first saw that and the song started at the end after that fucking montage, Greta.
Yeah.
I literally was like a mess.
Yeah.
Cried. And I think I don't know if I've said this. I definitely said it to you, obviously. But I wangled my way into the crew screening of it. So there was like a big 3 showings of it for all the crew. Like, obviously it's a massive crew. And you get a +1, so I was +1, thank you so much. So like watching it and being around the people that actually made it happen was like I can't even explain how it felt, because it was like I just was crying at the film, and then I looked around me and everyone was like, these were the people that made it. And like the credits started and people would find their name and whoop and cheer, and it was like the most like once in a lifetime feeling of like, fuck, you guys did that. You guys are actually celebrating it, and it's like, it was like I could hear all the conversations around me, and it was just so nice.
Honestly,
to be there.
I absolutely loved it. And one thing, I've heard a lot of critique of people, again, like trying to overanalyze it, trying to pick so many different faults when it comes to, oh, you know, it's just feminism, it's like basic feminism. But I just love that it was just a fun movie about girlhood, about womanhood, about motherhood, as well as still kind of underlyingly being a bit serious and addressing some complicated issues. Like, it doesn't have to be a whole social commentary. We can have fun with it and still like address those things in some way. And I think it hit the balance quite well.
I do.
To be able to like tailor to loads of different audiences.
I know, a lot of men were saying that they tried to do too much and then it like didn't land, and it's like, well, okay, well, it wasn't made for you.
It wasn't made for you. It didn't seem like they, if anything, they didn't do enough.
No.
When it came to like the commentary.
Insider, they definitely filmed so much more than we saw.
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone that worked on it, and obviously I can't say what the scene is, but they were telling me about a scene that didn't make it, and I was like, damn.
Release an extended version, guys.
Just release a director's cut, like a full. I watched 5 hours of it.
Oh yeah, 100p.
Like, now I know about this specific scene as well. I'm like, oh. But it just goes to show that all the people critiquing it, it's not like they didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's that you actually do only have a certain amount of time that you can put stuff into.
Yeah.
So some things just didn't make the cut, and that's fine too.
Oppenheimer.
Fuck Oppenheimer.
I have a lot to say about Oppenheimer. I could do a whole video essay on Oppenheimer, and I kind of want to, but what I will say about Oppenheimer is I loved the cinematography, I loved the score, and I loved the acting. The only thing I didn't love was the story. Yeah. Which is a shame. I actually, the more I think about it, the more I feel like I've just been like conditioned to say that I liked it. I didn't like it. That's sorry. Fine. That's so fine.
And like, again, I've said this before, but it's not because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, obviously there were bits where I was like, like they're talking about science. Of course I'm not going to understand it. And don't you all fucking sit there and pretend you did too. All right? I could get the story, but I didn't understand half the conversations, and that's fine. That's fine. You can admit that. But it was boring, and I didn't care for it. And if it wasn't made by Nolan, you'd find it boring too.
Thing is, I think that, like, I feel like there were so many people. I did a deep dive into a lot of the people on the crew. Cinematographer is absolutely outstanding. I feel like they were semi let down because it felt like it was an hour too long for me. I'm the type of person who is obsessed with all things physics. This is something that should have been right up my street. So I was shocked that it wasn't, because I was like, I love any like physics movie. So I was disappointed that I felt like half of the movie was in the classroom, half of the movie was in the courtroom. Yeah. And they could have like changed it up a bit. The women, I hated how they were portrayed in the movie, especially because they were literally super smart women, and they were
literally like biologists, and like, I just can't.
They were made out to be like they needed these men, and they could not live without them, and they couldn't think for themselves. But yeah, I think I still really appreciated the score specifically and the cinematography. I think that those two things were outstanding. But yeah, when people are like, I didn't understand it, and that's the point. It's like, where's that same grace for every single other movie that's not Nolan? I didn't understand it, to be honest. There were parts where I was like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm following. And then it got to the end and I was like, well, you've lost me again. Yeah. But that's been every experience I've had with his movies.
Yeah. No, okay, because people are going to think it's like I'm coming for him. There are some Nolan movies that I really like and I really respect. The Prestige is one of my favourite films. And I've said that before. But there are also Nolan movies that, other than Oppenheimer, that I don't like. And I just, like, it is just a preference thing. And, like, if you genuinely in your heart believe that you are a Nolan fan and you like this film, good for you. I just think, like, in general, a lot of people they think they should have liked it. And so they say that they do. But who's going to sit through that again, guys?
And you know what stresses me out? Is this viewpoint that he makes films for a specific like socioeconomic class, and I don't like that. I mean, fair enough, do what you want, right? Yeah. But I don't like how that's used as a reason for like, oh, you only didn't like it because you're not part of this. Yeah. Like you're not meant to, because you're not smart like us. Or, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, if a movie's a movie, like we should be able to like it regardless of our social status or our level of intelligence. But I don't know. Say whatever. I don't really care.
The bits I liked about Oppenheimer were the abstract bits, which I've told you like when we've talked about it outside of podcasting. Yeah. But there were just so few of them that it just...
That's what I mean, it was slow.
Like the bits I liked just wouldn't even make me like the film as a whole because of those bits, even though I liked the scene where the first bomb went off, which, by the way, lack of bombs.
It's about the atomic bomb. Like, give me a bomb or two.
Just one, and it was like a good scene, but it was like 2 minutes of the film. Like,
yeah, I know.
The rest of it was just men talking. I do not give a flying fuck. Men talking.
No, that's what it was slow paced. Cut an hour off that.
Maybe my opinion would have changed if it was an hour less, because it would have made those good bits that I liked seem more significant.
Exactly.
But like once that first bomb went off, nothing really fucking happened. It was just like a courtroom drama.
Yeah, literally, but like a boring one.
And a boring one.
I want to mention some of the like worst films I've seen. Okay. One of them being The Expendables or The Extendables, whatever the hell that's called.
Expendables 4?
It was the fourth one.
So we went to see this, guys. And we hadn't seen 1, 2, or 3. So that
Which
was
is probably
first
our
error.
fault, yeah.
But it was a terrible movie.
Like, genuinely, it was written by AI during the strikes.
It was... Do you know what's more concerning? That it couldn't have been. Because
what do you mean?
It couldn't have been written during the strikes because they wouldn't have been able to film it. So it would have actually been written by a human, and that's even a little bit more concerning that that's got the big fat green tick.
It's like, I genuinely don't think I've watched a film with a worse script in my life.
It looked like a video game.
It is based off a video game.
Okay, did we find that out for sure?
I'm not sure, but a lot of... The way I said that with such... It is based off a video game. Okay. I'm pretty sure it is. But
I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. I just remember thinking, hey, if Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse could animate like that, you're going to come... I mean, it wasn't even animated, but like the special effects...
No, it wasn't. It just looked really...
It looked bad.
And it wasn't like Uncharted, which you know is based off a game and you can like tell because the script is supporting that. It was like just...
Bad.
Really...
Ghastly.
Really bad. And like... Just goes to show that having a star-studded cast means absolutely jack shite.
Yeah, and then the other bad film, Haunted Mansion.
Okay. I feel like you're a tiny bit harsh on Haunted Mansion.
Oh, it was so bad.
It was long,
Kaylee.
and that's the problem. It wasn't terrible.
What do you mean?
And it was also like made for kids, so it wasn't like the end. It wasn't like it was trying to. Okay, one thing I'll say is it was trying to appeal to too many people.
Okay. So sorry.
Because of the original.
I thought it was made for us, which is why I was so harsh judging it.
I don't think so.
After you told me it was made for kids, I was like, oh,
okay. It was
okay.
a family screening we went to. There was loads of kids there.
I was like, oh, okay, fine.
So sorry, guys. I'm just trying not to die.
So fine. I was like, oh, okay, fine. It's not... Okay, I understand. But I still think it was bad.
It was still too long.
It was bad, and I just felt like, as you said, the storyline, I was like, okay, so is it for kids or is it not?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Trying to hit that middle ground, which I think doesn't work when you're trying to do like a horror. Obviously, it's not a horror, but it's like it either has to be, I think, for kids or not. Yeah, and like that's the problem because like who in the middle is going to enjoy that?
Yeah, I think other genres could make it work, but that not.
Yeah,
like you can make a musical for both. Little Mermaid, perfect example.
Yeah,
but like that just didn't work.
No. Fair enough. I'll agree.
We don't have tons of time, so let's just do some speed reviews.
Okay.
Red, White, and Royal Blue. Nicholas Galitzine and Taylor Zakar Perez.
Look. It was...
Why do I feel like you're
not the best made movie in the world, but I loved it.
Okay.
Like, I love a cringe romance.
Right.
Green screens were ghastly.
I didn't notice a single green screen.
How, girl?
Like, I never noticed a green screen.
How?
I swear to God, like, the only green screen I've noticed is that one episode of Suits. Have you seen it?
Fucking hell.
I'm so sorry.
No.
There's this one episode where I was like, what?
Really?
But apart from that, like, I did not notice a green screen in Red, White, and Royal Blue.
I loved it because it was just like a classic cringe.
Okay, loved so much.
Romance.
We already spoke about Bottoms in one of our previous episodes, so go check that out. Have you seen Love at First Sight? It's like...
What is that? It's ringing a bell.
It was a Haley Lou Richardson. They met at an airport and then they the guy went to a wedding. Have you not seen it? It was good. I think that was like one of the first rom-coms that I've seen that really gave me the nostalgia of like the 2010s, the noughties rom-coms, yeah.
Okay, because all the rom-coms coming out at the moment are ghastly bad. Too woke.
Exactly.
And like current, and I don't like it.
Exactly. That one I thought, this is like surface level story enough to be a noughties rom-com, but also had its moments of very much depth.
Yeah.
I cried. The soundtrack was incredibly nostalgic, made you think. It was just really great.
Okay, nice.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I haven't had 3 hours of my life that I know I can commit to it.
I personally
had to pick between that and Hunger Games, and I had to go with Hunger Games.
Yeah, I liked it, but then after more thought, I liked it less, just because I have an issue with like stories of colonization being told from the colonizer's perspective and making them out to be a person with a conscience. And it seemed like it focused a lot on like their love story and how much he loved her, when like you don't love someone and then murder their entire family and steal their land.
Fucking hell.
But other than that
and that is genuinely the truth of the matter.
Yeah, so that's all I say about that. But for a 3-hour movie, it did fly by.
Okay.
So
fine.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
What about something else?
I don't know. loads of the stuff I watched this year were not from this year, so
Okay.
we'll get to that in the.
Have you seen No Hard Feelings?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I did actually, the Jennifer Lawrence one.
Yes.
I did like that. I
I
thought
liked
it was
it.
really funny.
I thought it was funny. It gave me a taste of like the
I know.
like the noughties R-rated comedies that we haven't seen
I don't
in a
know
minute.
yeah, the one thing I'll say was the full frontal female nudity.
Unnecessary.
I don't know how I feel about it, because I've seen a comedy, it's different to like if we had seen that in like something like where a woman was being super sexualized.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I feel about it. I was watching it and I was like, I'm not uncomfortable.
No, not at all.
I like, first of all, love the female body, absolute slay.
I did not. I was just like, this didn't add anything or take anything
just
away
kinda
from
like,
the plot for me.
okay.
It was just there.
Yeah, and like if everyone was comfortable and happy on the set, then that is that on that.
Yeah, I did think, I was like, yeah, this didn't need to happen, but it doesn't make me feel any type of way that it did.
And actually, we are seeing a lot more full frontal of like men as well, so it's not exactly like we can say too much. But yeah, I really liked that film. I thought it was very funny and like quite crude, and I don't think we see enough of that these days.
Exactly.
Like we were talking about American Pie and stuff, and just it was just like a bit. It was cool. I liked it.
The Other Zoe.
Yeah, I saw your review on Letterboxd and it made me laugh because it was like, it is just like a very bland
just
film,
being
but
like,
I love Drew Starkey.
No, I just remember being like, now that like I like bad movies.
Yeah.
But this was just too bad.
There just wasn't enough happening.
Exactly.
The story wasn't as like fleshed out as it could have been. But I mean, I just watched it while I was doing something else, and it was like a background.
That's the way to watch it, because I watched it like it was a blockbuster, and I felt like for the first time I wasted my time.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
I just Drew Starkey's fit, and that was my motivation to watch it.
Okay.
Really?
It's fine. What I don't want to do is comment on people's appearance.
Why?
Because it's unnecessary. Like, he's beautiful to you, and that's all that matters.
Okay, so you just don't find him fit.
I don't find him attractive, but I don't need, like, he doesn't need that for me.
I think it's the buzz cut. It kind of did it for me.
Don't trust a man in his buzz cut.
Yeah, I don't.
My boyfriend got a buzz cut once, and then he grew it out, and I was like, you know what? Let's keep that. Because the buzz cut is giving something you're not.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I think the buzz cut was maybe it's because it kind of immediately like gives the connotation of a bad boy. Yeah, like that's not necessarily someone you actually want to be.
Yeah, like that's for someone not in a long-term relationship.
That is Coriolanus Snow, whatever his fucking name is, when he started to get a bit toxic.
Exactly. One more before we end.
Okay.
Let's
go for it.
Ooh, I actually have you seen Blue Beetle?
No, that's on my list. I'm really annoyed I haven't seen that yet.
Starring Zolo Marodueña, I believe I said that correctly. Absolutely amazing. Like really diverse superhero movie, essentially.
Superhero movie.
Okay, cool. Excellent special effects. Storyline was there as well. Thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah. I think anytime I see like a diverse cast, I immediately just like it a tiny bit more, just because like,
that's valid.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh guys, please. It's like that Issa Rae meme when she's like, I'm rooting for everyone black. Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Valid.
Like, who else is going to otherwise?
I am.
Yeah, but not everyone.
Not everyone's like that.
Not everyone's an ally.
Not everyone.
You know what I mean?
Power to the people. Not everyone is, in that headspace.
Yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's basically it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
The strikes are over, is all I can say. And back to work. Woohoo!
Back to work. Back to talking about all your favourite things. Make sure you follow us if you don't already. Subscribe. Leave us a rating.
Also means you can try and get more guests in, because that's the other thing we couldn't really do while the strikes were on. So
hopefully, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time on I've Seen It.
Bye.